Hi, welcome to the second, technically fourth video on my channel. This might not be what you were expecting to see, but this isn't the only type of thing I'm gonna do, and at the end I'm gonna explain exactly what my plans are. Until then, the scene where the Flash turns back time was probably the coolest one in the Snyder Cut, and that's saying a lot considering how cool that movie was overall. I do plan on making a full review on it, but for now, I've seen the question being asked, how fast did the Flash run? Fear not, my children, for today I, a man who is in no way qualified to do it, will calculate exactly how fast he was going.
Okay, just gotta go faster than the speed of light, far beyond the speed of light.
Okay, so here's my theory on how to calculate this. For starters, I am assuming that he's at least partially in the Speed Force during this scene for two reasons. One, the spacey visuals we see around him, and two, if he was crushing the speed of light, he would be circling the planet, not relatively slowly approaching the Unity. Next up is time dilation. As you speed up, time passes slower for you relative to others. So let's say that once you reach the speed of light, time is frozen. Then as you go beyond the speed of light, time starts to rewind. If standing still, aka one speed of light away from the speed of light, makes time move forward at 1 second per second, aka normal time, and running at the speed of light makes time move at 0 seconds per second, aka frozen time, then it stands to reason that if we run twice the speed of light, time would start reversing at 1 second per second. From some rough googling, it seems that time dilation is more or less exponential, which opens two possibilities. And okay, I say more or less because it isn't exponential, it's so much more complex than that, but we don't have time for that. For now, just go with exponential. When you cross the speed of light, the increase in the speed of time rewinding either increases or decreases exponentially. So let me phrase that better. It's like rewinding a tape at increasing speeds, but every time you click the button, the increase is a bit more or less. So imagine something like the Fibonacci sequence, where every time the amount that it gets more. So the first option is the more fun one, where it just gets more and more and more and more, and it just rewinds time faster. But given the fact that so much of physics is symmetrical, I'm going to bet on the latter. So the faster he runs, the less that increase gets. Now, this is only for time reversal. Time travel is a whole different ballgame. That I'm assuming works a lot more like it did in Endgame with the Quantum Realm. You enter the Speed Force at one point in time and exit at another. I'm basing this also just on speed and my admittedly poor understanding of physics. For the explosion, I'm going to assume it has similar properties to a nuke, since measuring it in universe is difficult because we see it mostly from the point of view of the person whose speed we're trying to calculate. Hi, it's future me. So I realized I explained this really badly. Basically what I'm trying to say is we are seeing the explosion in slow motion from the perspective of the Flash while he is using his super speed, and since I'm trying to calculate his speed, it's an unknown variable, and I need that variable to calculate the force of the explosion, because I need to know how much slower time is moving. So I'm going with the nuke thing because that's the closest approximation I can think of to, this world-ending scale that they describe the mother boxes to be. Yeah, that's about it. Enjoy the rest of the video. I tried looking it up, and I found a lot of varying results on the speed of a nuclear shockwave, so I'm just going with good old Wikipedia and saying 300 meters per second in air. And I'm using the shockwave in air because we don't see that bright light reach Barry, but the shockwave traveling through the air passes him, taking the city with it. His phasing being the only thing that saves him. In the scene, we see the shockwave traveling through the earth, approaching. According to Dr. Comics from the channel Comic Books vs. the World, Barry is 805 meters away from the tower.
For the radius, we can use Cyborg's hologram here to help us figure it out. Cooling towers can be upwards of 660 feet, or 200 meters tall, but the radius of the circle Barry's running is about 4 cooling towers or so, putting the radius at about 2,640 feet, or about 805 meters.
So I'm going to use that number. Throwing that into some math with the speed of the shockwave should take around 2.6 seconds to reach him, real time. Working from when he starts running to turn back time to when he touches Cyborg, it takes him 2 minutes 5 seconds or 125 seconds of his time or Flash time. That means that he's running at such a speed that in 125 seconds of Flash time, he is rewinding 2.6 seconds of real time, or in other words, rewinding at 0.0208 seconds per second. Now, if you have to relate that to his speed, that's where the complex math comes in. Math that I am in no way qualified to do, but I still want to try. If we flip this to normal time dilation, which might invalidate everything, but it's the only way I can think of, instead of time reversing, so 2.6 seconds passing for the moving party while 125 seconds passes for all others, then time is moving 48.07692307769, nice, times slower than it should. By the way, warning, we're gonna start dealing with some really long numbers here. I'll be rounding that number to 48.077 for my own sanity. Plugging that into the formula for time dilation, we get the fact that I don't have nearly enough knowledge to do this, but I'm still gonna try my best to bullshit it. Enough self-pity, let's do it. 48.077 times slower means that time is moving at 2.49519674626% its normal rate, rounded to 2.495% again for my sanity. After some trial and error calculations I did on an online calculator because I can't do this kind of math by hand, I found that he would have to be moving at roughly 99.96886513% accurate to 6 decimals of the previous number, the speed of light, which if we flip back means that he only has to push 0.03113487% faster than the speed of light to achieve the time-traveling feat we see in the movie with the rules I established. That equates to 93,339.992 meters per second, or 363,023.97 kilometers per hour faster than the speed of light, or a whopping 299,885,798 meters per second, or 1,079,588,870 kilometers per hour. Now I know I've thrown a lot of huge numbers at you, but let's just throw that into some kind of perspective. That means the Flash could run to Alpha Centauri in 4 years, to the Sun in 8 minutes, and around the Earth 7.5 times in a single second. Now I know this sounds like the numbers for the speed of light, because they more or less are. The amount that he runs past it isn't that much in comparison. But let's put his speed into some more perspective. The fastest man-made object ever made was the Helios probes that were sent to study the Sun. They reached a top speed of around 252,792 kilometers per hour, or 70,220 meters per second. Flash goes 4,270 times faster than that. He doesn't go that much faster than the speed of light, which might sound like I'm discounting the feat, but remember, he is still going faster than the speed of light. It's no question, he can easily smoke Superman. To sum up, the Snyder Cut version of the Flash is running at Mach 23 faster than the speed of light, which is funny because his suit is made out of materials said to withstand around Mach 25.
Considering how shuttles can travel up to Mach 25, that would mean Barry should be able to reach speeds of about 19,182 miles per hour, or 30,870 kilometers an hour.
Just normal Mach 25. And while it doesn't mean he goes far beyond the speed of light as he says, he still destroys the confirmed top speed of the CW Flash.
Ultraviolet light travels at 186,000 miles per second, which is 80 times your top speed.
And makes for a truly awesome scene. If you guys spot any flaws in my theory, please feel free to roast me in the comments. I'm an IT guy, not an astrophysicist. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, this is unscripted. This is just me gonna talk about what... Wow, it already went to shit. This is just me talking about what I plan to do at this channel. I said in the channel trailer that this is just gonna be a dumping ground. Well, it used to be a dumping ground for whatever ideas I got. And it's still gonna be that, except now with higher production value. So anything that I think of, I'm gonna throw on it. Like I said, I want to do a full rant, rave, and review on the Snyder Cut, because especially this scene, I need to talk about it. And yeah, I have a few others. I want to talk about my favorite game. Maybe I'll do some gameplay videos. I'm not sure yet, but it's just gonna be random shit. If you have any ideas or any suggestions or anything you want me to make a video on, throw it my way. I'll cover it I'll talk about it. If I find something new or interesting about it, I'll throw that in. Yeah. So any suggestions, any comments, anything you want to say is greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.